So we talked a little bit about the idea of how in our district we really look at helping students. And I know that sometimes we accept the challenge to help students that others don't help. Help me understand that a little more.
So I think what we do is, once you're a student of Yuma, you're a student of Yuma, and we're going to get you to that finish line. We're going to try all of the avenues, all of the possibilities. We have everything from credit recovery, but we also have Vista High School. We have extended school year programs. One of the things that I really found out about was the migrant program, where they are able to capitalize on getting credits while they're here. Being from Kansas, not really having to think about migrant families coming to school and think about the time frame that they're here and the impact on education. I've had kids come to my classroom in October and be gone by March, but in that time frame they've been able to take advantage of a program that allowed them to get multiple credits, and then in most cases they return the next year and they're able to graduate. So just having a program like that, it shows me that we're supporting even the most unique situations, where sometimes when you look at our nation, you might get the feeling that we discard certain groups of people, but we don't here. We definitely go for the challenge of that global society. We want to reach every kid in every nook and cranny of our society to make them successful. And to me, that is so crucial as a teacher, but as a citizen of this community, as a citizen of this nation, because we are tapping into the minds of so many different types of kids that can go on and do great things. A couple of years ago, there was a girl who spoke at the AVID conference, and when she went to Washington, D.C. as a student, she sat down at the bench and she said, okay, I'm going to intern for the White House. I'm going to be here. And when we were at the conference, she was the keynote student who spoke, and she interned at the White House. She had graduated from college. She did all of these things that I think sometimes as a society we say certain kids aren't going to do. And I mean, just multiple challenges. Kids who are at a crossroads social emotionally. We have kids who are making various decisions about their life. One thing I do appreciate about this district is we don't pigeonhole students to a path. We don't say, okay, well, you come from a blue collar family, so you're probably just going to go to the workforce. So how about we don't take AP classes, or how about we don't try the ASVAB or AWC testing? We give our kids the options to try things. We even had kids say, my parents got a degree, but I'm falling in love with my CTE program, and this is the route that I want to take, and we celebrate them for that. We continuously try to offer classes that are competitive, that are going to allow our students to access the world of careers, access the economy on a greater scale, to be functioning members of the community. And when you think about that on the micro level of just Yuma, that does great things for us. So I really love the philosophy that we have at this district.
Give me an example. It's exciting to hear you talk about it. Give me an example, because I know you have stories of kids whose, you know, most of us, when we think of a kid's schedule in their junior and senior year, they have a math class, they have a science class, but I know at your district there's a lot of different opportunities to have concurrent, you know, AP classes, CTE classes, all in the same schedule. Talk to me a little bit about that, and what does it look like for students?
I mean, I've had a range of things. I've had juniors that will leave halfway through the day and start biology classes and math classes at AWC. I currently have a student. I'm his only high school teacher. I'm his English teacher, and he is at AWC for the nursing program. So I do believe I'm like his second period teacher. So he comes here for an hour, he completes his work, and then he goes to AWC when he has classes. So unlike what most people think with like a full load of classes in high school, he is a high school student, but he's already starting his career path with nursing. And so what that means is, well, he graduates on Wednesday or Thursday. And so what that means, he's already got a foot in the door with his career. He already has a foot in the door setting that path for himself. And his path wasn't easy. Like, he made a few choices. He had to recover some classes, and here he is ahead of the game. graduating while completing a nursing program. And I think that's so awesome for him. I just got a message from one of my students who graduated in 2019. They are finishing their AWC credits and they're transferring to ASU. So he sent me like a little screenshot of the ASU thing. He's like, I'm transferring, I'm already done. And I'm just like, that's amazing, because he got to start that in high school. And the benefit that a lot of people don't talk about is when students are able to take advantage of like dual credit or concurrent classes is the finance. Our kids don't pay the full tuition rate when they're in high school. At the last time I checked, it was like $25 a credit. So it's really awesome that they get to take advantage of a college education for way cheaper. And then also have access to the same types of scholarships. I know there's like this stigma of, oh, you don't want to get too many credits when you're in high school because then they won't consider you as a freshman when you go to the university. And I've called a lot of the universities as an avid teacher and found that that's not actually true. But at the same time, if that is true, if you walk into a university with 50% of your credits, you pretty much saved yourself half the price. So we don't stop our students, we don't limit our students from having this access to this education and really taking these steps early. I used to tell my avid kids, it's not about choices, it's about options. You want to have all your ducks in a row so that way you have the choice to choose from your options. You don't want the choice given to you. You want to have options. When you graduate and you've got all your credits and you decide you want to go to the military, fine, that is the option that you're choosing. Back when I was in high school, which was not that long ago, it was kind of a, well, you barely got out of this, okay, so how about we push you towards, the military instead of here are your options. So I think that it speaks great levels to our district that we are doing this now. We're doing the work. We're not just talking about it, but we've been doing the work. And we're continuously shaping the work. We're continuously checking our CTE classes. What classes can we add? What's trending right now? What I know at one point at Gila Ridge, our students were trying to get the business management class there. So we're constantly checking what is relevant and what is trending so our kids have access to that education.
You spoke a lot about a number of great things. Let's hear a little bit about, you'll often hear about teachers not being compensated. Let me hear a little bit about how you feel you're compensated here at Yuma Union High School District.
Well, I remember my first year, which was in 2015. I had called my mom and I said, man, I really must be a teacher. I really must want to do this because I got my first paycheck. And I was like, people always tell you teachers don't get paid a lot of money. And I'm sitting here with my two kids and I'm feeling a certain type of way about it. But this is my career. Like, I don't know what else I would be if I wasn't an educator. But over the years, we've had the governor sign off on the 20% raise, and we've exceeded that within this district. And my lifestyle change has been great because of it. They always say there's no real way to fully compensate a teacher for all the work that they do. But I can honestly say that our district, once again, is being proactive in a way that we consider that. We're going to pay our teachers. We're going to figure out ways to get more money into our teachers' pockets because we know teachers perform better when they're paid with their worth, they're paid for the work that they do. For example, I really haven't had to take on an extra duty within this district and not get compensated for it. Whether it's fill in for the auditorium, well, that came with pay. Whether it's coach a sport or take a 6/5, it came with payment. And in a lot of places, these extra duties are kind of just built into your contract without the compensation. I think as a nation, we have a far way to go. But when you look at the work that's being done, once again, when you zone in on Yuma, this little place, and everybody's always saying, what is Yuma? And you start to dig into it, you start to find like action happening, action-oriented district. And I have friends who are teachers in Denver and teachers in Kansas City, and we're having the same conversations. What changes are being made. I really like the fact that we were able to take on this challenge as a district without it being punitive. I think a lot of people in a lot of different places were worried about the penalty and the punitive, but I think overall we understood as a district if we don't address it, the penalty would be we lose our teachers.
Right.
And our community suffer. And we don't want that. And so many teachers were sick to their stomach because we don't want to sacrifice our student success.
Absolutely.
So we were more restorative. We did things with each other instead of to each other. And that has made all the difference. It made all the difference for me emotionally, knowing that I was a part of a district that was proactive and helpful and thoughtful, that wants me to stay and other colleagues to stay, that are willing to have the conversation on how we can make this work. And besides teacher pay, just the investment in the resources, the investment in programs and platforms and things that we do here as a district. We really try not to cut the corners in the things that count. So if we're going to go with professional development for blended learning, then that's where we're going to put our money.
Right.
If we're going to develop teachers in AVID, that's where we're going to put our money. And there's these clear goals and clear justifications as to why we're doing that. And so then as a teacher, when I walk into the classroom, I feel compensated for my job, but I also feel supported with my resources.